I'm a smoke with him. I don't know how we're in there.
JB, and you're born on a belly fast.
Please, can we observe some silence here? Once again, good afternoon to you, our friends from the media. Good afternoon to you. First of all, on behalf of the National Party, I apologize to you for not starting on time. The original plan was to start at 2 o'clock, but then there was an urgent need for some amendments to be made. So we apologize for not starting as early as 2. However, I think all is set for us to start the press conference this afternoon. This afternoon, we are going to be addressed by the General Secretary of the ruling party, the New Patriotic Party. And we are also being joined here by the National Chairman of the party, Mr. Stephen Ayesu. Then we are also joined by the Majority Leader, Honorable Alexandra Pamina Afenyomaki. Then we are being joined by some members of Parliament elect for some constituencies in Greater Accra region. Along the line, the Leader of Parliament, our Majority Leader, will also be addressing us. So without much ado, I humbly invite our General Secretary to address us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, the leadership of the New Patriotic Party is pleased to have you in attendance for this press conference. Recent events, particularly the outcome of the 2024 general elections and the unfolding lawlessness by some leading members of the National Democratic Congress and their supporters across the country has necessitated this engagement.
Which one is it?
The main one. The main one in front. Yes,
that one. This one.
It's on. It's on. Let Prince. It's
So
on.
do I take it again?
It's now.
Is are you all satisfied?
No. Yes. Yeah. Take it again.
No, we are not. It's not.
Friends, let's wait for our friends who are
Okay.
not said to be ready before I restart. Are we good now?
Are we set, guys? Yes? Yes. Go ahead. Okay.
Yes, so I'll take it again. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, the leadership of the New Patriotic Party is pleased to have you in attendance for this press conference. Recent events, particularly the outcome of the 2024 general elections and the unfolding lawlessness by some leading members of the opposition National Democratic Congress and their supporters across the country has necessitated this engagement. As we are already aware, Ghana went to the polls on Saturday, December 7th, 2024 to elect a president in addition to 276 members of parliament. Just 16 hours after the close of polls, our flag bearer, Dr. Alhaji Mahama conceded defeat, an occurrence never recorded in the 32 years of our democracy. Ordinarily, the concession speech by Dr. Alhaji Mahama and the NPP should have deflated all tensions pertaining to the elections. After all, what was there to fight for again? However, the NDC, inspired by sheer lawlessness, has been sending tax to district and regional coalition centers of the EC to force officials of the commission into declaring results in their favor, even when all due process had not been completed. In the Greater Accra region, on Monday, December 9, 2024, leading members of the NDC captured and locked up the regional office of the EC, where coalition for several parliamentary elections was ongoing. They chased out state security personnel and brought in tax and subsequently took over the coalition process for Kaikwe Central and Ablekumas North constituencies. Further, as is already known to the public, some of our parliamentary candidates and officials of the EC were either held at gunpoint or physically assaulted at various coalition centers by hoodlums of the NDC to force them to declare results in their favor in the following constituencies: Ablekuma North, Domiko Abenya, Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, Ahafano North, Obuasi East, Ahafano Southwest, Akotia, Suhum, Fantiapa North, Insawam Aduedri, Techiman South, and Awowin. For you to appreciate what transpired in these constituencies, I'll pause and invite our majority leader, Honorable Afrina Makin, to give us a vivid report of what happened in some of these constituencies. Honorable, come and take over.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, first of all, it is very regrettable that the NDC, after winning power, will sought to create an atmosphere of lawlessness, threaten parliamentary candidates, threaten party officials, and threaten anybody they see as a threat, so-called. In Ablekuma North, for instance, the parliamentary candidate there is under siege. Yesterday, she had a sleepless night. All manner of persons were at her residence in search of pink sheets. The question is, why is the NDC so interested in destroying evidence? Why are they interested in capturing pink sheets to destroy them and set them ablaze? This woman, Madame Ekuya Afriye, had to run for her life. It took the timely intervention of the police to protect her and to drive these NDC hooligans away. Okaigwe Central, my respected colleague, Honorable Patrick Puama, is unable to sleep in his house because they are threatening him, thinking that he has a pink sheet at his residence. His constituency chairman is being looked for. His constituency secretary cannot sleep at home. All because they believe that these individuals have pink sheets. Why should a member of parliament fear for his life? All because he's participating in democracy. I would want to call on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to stop his people, to speak to his party people. This is not democracy. This is not the democracy we've all worked hard for. The hypocrisy is becoming too clear day in, day out. All of us are being threatened. in my own constituency, for instance, they have now come out with a lie, and unfortunately some media personnel are following such lie to the extent that, to the effect that a certain NDC constituency vice chairman cannot be found. It's a lie. They are using that to incite their party foot soldiers to attack NPP members, including my very self. When NDC was in opposition, of course, before the election, they were the ones who were all over fighting for the rights of Ghanaians. Even when a due process in court was being served on them, they cried foul. Today, the NDC leadership pretends that what their party foot soldiers are doing are being done on their blind side. But they are indeed encouraging it. We are calling on civil society to call on the NDC leadership, especially His Excellency President-elect John Dramani Mahama, to demonstrate his love for this country by stopping this action immediately. These individuals are moved in groups. Such attacks are planned and led by some MPs who have been promised juicy positions in government. And they are all over attacking parliamentary candidates. They are looking for pink sheets because they know that that is the evidence that we will use against them. If you go to Sema Central, for instance, the person who purportedly declared the Sema Central seat for the NDC candidate is not the returning officer for Sema Central. They called somebody to declare the result. When the rightful person who has taken an oath, who has deposed to an oath, sworn an oath to be the returning officer for the election, was not the one. If you consider this action in the light of all that is happening, one is compelled to ask that if NDC had lost the elections, what would happen? Is it the case that the leadership of the party had prepared, rehearsed, and plotted this, that in the event that they lose, this country should be made lawless? And because of that, even in spite of their winning, they are still proceeding to do this? At Obuasi East, our candidate was asked to choose between his seat and his life. He was locked up in his room at gunpoint and was forced to sign the final declaration, so-called declaration form. Why should such a thing happen? Is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama pretending not to be aware of all of these? All these things are happening before the media. The cameras are capturing all of these. And is this a country he wants to rule from 2025 to 2028? It is important that they don't just issue statements, but they demonstrate that they do not indeed support this action by stopping their voice. They buy them fuel, they give them pickups, and they move them to locations. We are aware. They cannot pretend that they don't know about this. Akwetia is a similar spot where they know they've lost, they scatter the place, and that is what they've done. My colleague, the majority chief whip, Honorable Ano Dompre, is also under siege, where they know they have lost, but prevented the coalition from happening. Why should it be? Like my respected colleague and General Secretary of the party indicated in his opening statement, Dr. Mahama Mahumia conceded defeat in less than 24 hours after election. Indeed, within 16 hours after the elections, when our own data showed that the elections were not going in our favor. We did not wait for the Electoral Commission to come out with a declaration. The practice has been that a losing candidate would normally wait for the Electoral Commission to finish, make the announcement, and then he would concede. On this occasion, because we had a perfect system, a reliable data system, and we had scanners across the country. Our agents gave us feedback, and in the very night, by midnight, we knew that indeed things were not okay. By 9 a.m., we have put it out there that Dr. Bawumia was going to address the nation. We did this in the interest of democracy. Why would the NDC, in an attempt to get 2/3 or more, going all over to destroy the country, destroy public properties, and even put fear and panic in the minds and hearts of our people who were candidates for the election? We call on the Electoral Commission to take immediate steps to reverse all these illegal declarations. Declarations that were not made out of properly collected results. Intervene. National headquarters should intervene. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission should intervene and respond positively to all the petitions brought before them and address these matters. We rest our case for now. General.
So just as the majority leader said, we are equally calling on the National Peace Council, National House of Chiefs, Christian Council of Ghana, Catholic Bishop Conference, our National Chief Imam, organized labor, civil society organizations, the diplomatic community, to, as a matter of agency and for the sake of our cherished and enviable record as a country that has for over 32 years practiced multi-party democracy, to come out and condemn the lawlessness from the NDC. And we call on the president-elect, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, to call his people to order and also allow the Electoral Commission to do its job. At the end of the day, that is the beauty of democracy. You can't have it all. Is it the case that the NDC is telling us that we are not needed in the next parliament? What kind of country do you want to have? And we are also calling on the media. We have been to these centers. You've seen, with your naked eyes, you've seen the truth. Why are you not reporting? You are the forefront of government. You are supposed to let the people know what is happening. You are supposed to condemn the NDC. And this is not the kind of country we want to have. This is not the kind of state we want to have as a country. Are we having a revolution in this country? Why should we happen in this manner? So, as the majority leader indicated, we are waiting to hear from the Electoral Commission with its decision on these constituencies. I will repeat it again. Dome Kwabena, Ablekuma North, Okaikwe Central, Afano North, Afano Southeast, Okwasi East, Akwetia, Suhum, Fantiapa North, Nsawadridi, Chiman South, and Aworin. And we are calling on the police that Mr. IGP, the safety of this country is in your hands. Everybody is watching you. Everybody is counting on you. Let your men provide maximum security at all coalition centers so that the officers of the Electoral Commission can do their constitutional duty of making sure we have credible parliamentary candidates elect or members of parliament in our next parliament. So we want to thank you for coming to our office this afternoon. Any other form, yes, our NPP headquarters. At the Quintia, yes, and they said, Sebi, Kakabin Sam, and to trust about Yeniamo NDC for penny for. I shall among Rantan Mama Kutupa. Shall Omonia Basabasa, no Monia dear, and say Empata or member. Yen said, Your patu abasa Saturday. Nadi Chepepe, Anna NPP, the Frank Atuni, Dr. Alhaj Mahama Bamia, a year press conference, a car said, Abanwa Geltuna, ye share NPP, ya resource I have collected, you will say ye didn't. Not in second, sir, and a more what you know. Quebec one must be a ball member, say, Baby, I can go to about the attention, Quebec Buffalo. That's so. What can say we a normal cost to a member? NDC 40,000. And then collation centers and be a young carbon year. Air Force Electoral Commission for Belfort with the two. SC Electoral Commission for the second. SC almost every room setting now. Omudi Clement NDC so more release our parliamentary season. Parliamentary season American was a Domi Kwamina Abdelkumanov. Okai Central, Tema Central, Afano North, Obwas East, Afano Southwest, Akwetia, Suhum, Kwantia North, in Sawa Dredri, the Chima South, and Awuri. Sebi, Kabima Kabia Mumbo, and the day, man. What do you mean 100%? And the way we know, no one Saka. Yan all the day, I didn't number on the patapasem, and what you said, be a anything. At the side, the young Yeshel, majority leader, HHM, so we shall not maybe a course of Dominic Pabina. Electoral Commission, peace to bear and also bear, do not analysis for a concern. Yaya peace in cry, yea, Poka, do not send. Abdelkumanov. Electoral officer who may declare results, and also NDC for someone pretend to anymore. I bet you collective results in the cry in me. Tema Central. I'm going to share electoral commission with 10 officers or what Tema Central as a team down declare man. What's what to mean? If it's a game, what to mean? No matter what, Obi or what Tema West. So only may declare results, Emma Tema Central, and you're not to be that. After my mouth, I don't know many figures, and I'm saying, declare. I'm who TV to say Sam George, and no two Konomo, and the general electoral commission officer and check. And I'm more channel, regional chairman, more channel, say, will declare results. Said, will be our young parliamentary candidates, I will go pram. And then I bet now, Abdelkumanov, and I will chair Okai Central, and Abdelkumanov, with 10 officers, do my winning. A woman of their photos are officers so. It was just no my across now, a sad being across the country. Of course, is the Mercy baby no a parliamentary candidate. And this is what tradition them. And okay, down and it was in so said, when they return officer on one side, not no pump and who then open a war. Nasabi or my penny, your mamma, or my penny about your mamma, or even from a every said the man said in my power and then or more said man. And who shall perform more power appointment or now more or the dear anymore. They say for this a basintal is a basintal said the bed. Or when now count on yes and no man. Now said the penny being so much here or much my side. All in that time said, oh, you're saying not to test in parliament. Now you hear assistant constitutional, say be a Mahama or 8 years. Everything that is quite desperate. Various collection centers, or we sent to trust them no. Now, I said, they can yes, sir, one majority that. It's not so you be a little bit tonight. To tell beds now, come on. When you are present now, who person we have to test. And then, oh man, 10 years to see any support person on your side, and say, oh man. And then I'm sorry, to air country electoral commission. Sir, Omodia Pentim, commissioners or more. But this for any party to trust them, I could now say almost necessary results. They should reverse it and do the right thing. I think for the sake and sanctity of our democracy. Say, by a can man can be a memory, I don't want any. You're right, you're a dampire. Say, the Ghana, I will do so. You ever talk about friend political parties twice? When you share Kasa say, as you never about to them. But you are proud, not telling now, no, be from say you should stand down. Not police for you move for, not care this one. No intimidating for. Said your man bend the percentage. Yeah, NPP. Said the Basa idea, yes, so. Nemo, Sakonia, yeah, mama, yeah, can say. So, man, yes, I do, yeah, I'm waiting now. And people will not say that young transit, and my buy a photo a year winning. I end this one penny, say, or which is me, sir. Your first Akonia also, as peace councils. Said woman has been gay or more, no more costing ya, Mo. Peace council for Moncasa, never a mocha. Yes, sir, Christian community. Yes, sir, Muslim community. Did there some more? No more costing, I am offended. I am with them. International communities were more. No more costing, I am offended. I am with them. Said the most central for more. One kind of prayer. No more costing. Are you happy about it? I am offended. I am with them. Centrality, you call who's a normal 1 year cost of power, 2 years for so long. Sunday, person, teacher, man.
They call them elite youth. Then they don't even want to listen.
Sana, the teacher, man. They want to radio so, TV so. And this is why Bonnie also serving. I'm not telling him about the NAS to trust him. I'm not telling him about only political parties. Say the NPP, you're going to about I know. Yeah, you're losing. I'm not going to trust him. I had here to my tea, baby. Say, Samo, the person now to the apostle. Now, be at Nalutum said, South Conference 30 years, my body. And this is for Emma Kwan, the electoral commission for and then the secretary. The Ria said the Ghana and Eddie Kunim. Momo Yadi the Basabasa Bebo member. Any Patapani to trust a man, or Modima MP Petitafon, and so Munjai. And then the first time I didn't say any lessons for Ghana, or MPP any lessons for her. But at the end of the day, no, a man can't condition. And they should remember that power is transferred. 2 million and end Sabako. 2 million and Sabako. Central for Mamunchen, the assigned is for a channel. That should be almost so hard. You catch them, the assigned is for a man, trans man, come from a man to no man condemn one. Said that should be power is a son. More be a man can be buffalo. So when you have put to a demand, I said, the upon it took what to be a trade. Now, you get more member. Now, to my SCA, near Duma. After so, the best friend is the region. Or master said, no more than the China. Police for Emma Bambo and Boho. Now, I want to know where you must say, baby, we are as you give about. Near Fremma, not some other. I don't know.
We can take questions. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Musa Lansa with J1TV.
Yes, sir.
We've had the president-elect, we've had the general secretary of the NDC, and also their deputy general secretary.
Right.
They said they have not authorized anyone to go around to do what they are doing.
Right.
And whatever they are doing is on their own accord. As a party, what else do you want them to do after coming out to say all this? What else do you want them to do to stop all this?
Indeed, it is our claim that they, the leadership, are the ones who are organizing these gentlemen and to do this. And in fact, they organize them, they buzz them, they fuel them, and they are doing it for their benefit, and they know that. That's why we describe their actions as hypocritical, double standard. You send your proxy to act in your stead. You benefit from it, but the consequences thereof, you don't want to take responsibility. It's pretense. And that is why we are calling on the president-elect, President John Dramani Mahama, that he has already soiled his hands with the blood of innocent Ghanaians. The president-elect, even proud to the swearing-in, has already soiled his hands with the blood of innocent Ghanaians. The peace of this country is so important, is so critical, that that should be his responsibility. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
Nana question for Oman FM. Osha and Muba Pussy at the form where Brana Yapakotwaba, now a collation center, NDC Mebuno, including MP, Obituary Free Nego Pram, Eco PMO Elbow Abikumano, Eco Tim, easy official money, said when declare about. Obeka said Bambo no, Omid Muhammad.
Bambo for police for the gun in Yambo. Sir Wabakaya, NDC for the past 2 years. Was one pair a soldier for, one pair a soldier for, one pair a soldier for. No military at the collation center, no military at the police station. Now it is clear that they rehearse their plans. No one Mubano will need to. Into what soldier for there, soldier for Bogana for Oban. Into the work at the no soldier. Because no one is a warrior. When you up a police, they can take advantage of the police. So it's now obvious. And Ghana for name. Same thing and NDC for so one pay military during the election. And then of course the military had to stay back. All the elections are here in Ghana. Military, police work together. They were at the polling centers and at collation centers where Nipoponibian Yatumde Oba collation center. On this occasion, because the police and some areas, prison officers and immigration officers, they were helpless because the NDC had rehearsed what it wanted to do, not to even accept the result, and they thought that they were going to lose the elections. Now that they've won, they want to still unleash the mayhem on innocent Ghanaians. And it is the responsibility of the president-elect. I repeat, he has soiled his hands with the blood of innocent Ghanaians. And it is not enough to tell his people that what they are doing is illegal or criminal. He ordered them. They take decisions at their party headquarters. He is a leader of their party and he knows about it. So, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the General Secretary Fifi Kwete, the National Chairman Mr. Sedun Katia, these four men, these four gentlemen of this country should know that they are responsible for all the actions of their foot soldiers. All of us are being threatened, all of us are receiving calls, and they know why they are doing that, including members of parliament who are leading these young men and inspiring them. But I have one message for NDC. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a seer. I am an ordinary Ghanaian with my naked eyes. I tell them this. Tomorrow, these young men that you are arming to attack NPP will turn on you. NDC should take this from me. Today, I'm not being prophetical. I'm not a seer. But I can assure you, the NDC leaders, that these young men that you are unleashing on NPP, I give you maximum 1 year. They will turn on you. The guns you have bought for them, the machetes, they will chase you with the same machetes. Because you will not be able to satisfy them. If you ask them to go and kill for you to go to parliament, if you ask them to inflict machete wounds on an innocent person, bear in mind that you are going to pay and pay and pay. You can't finish paying them. They will chase you in parliament. They will chase you at the ministries. They will blackmail you and would all be in this country. I'm not being prophetic, but it is going to happen. Oh, this man is already up. Let's listen to him.
Electoral Commission press conference. Now, on the two that say I believe one of in particular, almost suspended a coalition.
Yes.
For now, but I say I get here and any down from when we say NDC candidate in declare the winner.
So what to our baby are now we declare we are, it's not enough. The returning officer or signing rate of elections, no Zalco, Electoral Commission, headquarters, and San Wako Gazette. All those processes won't go through. And then they are invoking a certain provision in the law that when 70% or 75% is declared that we to go ahead. They are being very myopic with the understanding of the law. Them for no change. Zawarian, they are only trying to make themselves happy. But I believe that the Electoral Commission is what's watching on another. Obama no could be around one at this. But let me take this opportunity to also say something. I've been watching TV3. TV3, I respect TV3 as a media house. I know they've been doing their civic duties. But TV3, please again. It is one Ghana, as the General Secretary said, maybe today, it is one party that you may be favoring. But be fair, because when things get out of hand, it may come back to you. I am not against your editorial policies, but my respected TV3 as a media house, please be fair to the facts. It's not everything that they bring that you go on an attack. We see your panelists, all the things that they say. Yes, we have lost elections. It's okay. It's not the first time that a party is losing elections. We expect TV3 and other media houses to be fair. A situation where your panelists will be inciting violence, your host would encourage people to come out with pronouncements that seek to disturb the peace of the country, it has to be watched. And that is my only call on you. You still have your right to exercise discretion as to what you want to air and what you don't want to air. But things are getting out of hand. We have lost elections. We're ready to serve in opposition. But there's a new government. Let them do the right thing and let the violence stop. This is the hashtag, the violence must stop. 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 President-elect John Dramani Mahama, call your voice to order. Let's repeat. President John Dramani Mahama, call your voice to order. President John Dramani Mahama, stop the killing. President John Dramani Mahama, stop the killing. Thank you very much.
My name is George.
NPP press conference now. President Mahama only president, so he has soiled his hands with blood. Innocent than his blood. I don't know what he's talking about. But that's what the federal government is saying. And he's condemning the violence across the country. The attack on issue officials. State buildings, he condemns it to no sensitivity and calls on President-elect Mahama to talk to his boys, for his party boys to order. And so we are bringing you all live update right here at the headquarters of NPP at Asylum down in Accra here. So if you just join us, this is live press conference by the NPP at their national headquarters at Asylum down. violence and press conference here at the headquarters of NPP. We are marking as address relations, fighting the violence that is going on across the country. You made mention that President Mahama elect has soiled his hands with blood even before he is sworn in as president. And so I'm bringing you all happy Friday on Magical Days. I hope you stay tuned.
And you're going.
I won't. They don't attack me because I'm not doing Is it okay? So we do it downstairs, okay? Let's go downstairs. That's too much money. Okay. Yeah. Honorable Pope.
Someone said, did you guys say they should go to court? I'm sure they will go to court. Someone said the NPP party has collapsed in advance.
I'm an hero.
From majority media press. When is just good Supreme Court? Simple. Benis Esa, now they have realized that editing is not a property. No more. Hey, shall I go? Who are disrespectful under my comment section? Someone said, marking while look like in Nagati student recycling points. Wisdom waves TV, I went to your right now. MPP press conference, no, IND. The love and threat of it is they are condemning the violence now also nationwide after election. Offices are here.